Vintage lenses on modern cameras provide the most beautiful combination to make your images pop. I tested every single lens I owned, and ultimately my conclusion, my set of Leica Elmarit R lenses were my favorite. They were so good I battled through a 6-month documentary filming with them rather than using more convenient zoom lenses, just because I was so in love with their performance and character. I've talked about the benefits of vintage lenses in the past, and there are many great sets to choose from. Even now, this Leica set is still, relatively speaking, affordable, except for one lens in the set. One elusive, rare, insanely expensive Leica Elmarit 19mm lens, arguably the best lens in the set, the one that costs at least 4 times as much as any other of the focal lengths. There are many videos about this lens. There is much discussion about how good it really is. This lens is my white whale. I've been chasing it for years, but unfortunately, never caught it at even a remotely affordable price while fishing on eBay. But what if I could get the same 19mm focal length, not for the standard $2,000 with maybe a little bit of fungus on its glass, but for $50 with absolutely no fungus on its glass? You see, this little hack allows you to convert your 28mm Leica R into a 19mm Leica R with this, the Kodak Schneider Krosnak Xena 0.7 x 55mm wide-angle lens adapter. Don't ask me to try and say it again. You see, screwing on this 0.7 times adapter to a Leica 28mm lens expands the lens's field of view to the equivalent of approximately 19.55mm, aka close enough. You can also put this adapter on a Leica 24mm Elmarit lens as well to get something like a 16.8mm field of view. Unfortunately, on a full frame sensor, you will see the adapter's edges when using the 24mm. But if you're using a Super 35 camera, this combination will give you the widest field of view possible. Either way, the adapter provides you with the missing wide-angle 19mm lens without taking your entire life savings. Using this adapter is great. You can get very close focus to a subject to get these funky flares when it hits the light sources, and generally get something that has an appealing wide-angle look to it. So if you're after those Terrence Malick feels, then this could be the way to go. Now, is this really the same as using the actual Leica Elmarit 19mm? Of course not, you dummy. This is a $50 workaround. Of course it won't be the same as using this mythical lens. I mean, what's wrong with you? But it certainly might be a satisfactory substitute for those of us who don't have a spare kidney to sell to buy that mythical lens. These examples were used with my Panasonic S5 IIX, and my only advice would be to turn off image stabilization. As you can see with this lens and adapter, things get wobbly in the corners when you have that IBIS turned on. You can see these adapters pop up frequently on eBay, and to attach it to your Leica, all you need is a 48 to 55mm step-up ring for the 28mm lens and a 60 to 55mm step-down ring if you want to use it with the Leica 24mm Elmarit lens. At least that's the case for the 2 versions that I have of those lenses. Some of the filter threads change depending on your model. Now, as far as I know, the only place to buy this adapter is used on eBay, so who knows how easy it will be to purchase these. But as it stands, there seems to be plenty floating around. Now, this is a super fun hack, and if you're building out a Leica lens set, having this adapter will essentially give you an extra lens in your set without the cost of paying for one. The main drawbacks to this adapter is that there's no thread on its front, so you can't put filters over it. You do need to use a matte box with it. And on a full frame sensor, you'll definitely get a bit of distortion on its side. Other than that, this is a great wide angle substitute, and if you can find the right filter thread, it's actually going to work with a lot of old vintage glass in much the same way. See, what you'll find in many vintage lens sets is that the widest angles are the hardest to find and tend to be the most expensive, and this adapter can fix that. You don't need a Leica set to try this trick if you've got old Russian glass, your favorite Helios, or an old set of Canon FDs or Zeiss contacts, lenses, anything like that. As long as you can find the right filter thread to match to the adapter's 55mm thread with a step up or step down ring, you're sorted. Now, you too can have yourself a wide angle lens as part of your set and save yourself a nice chunk of change by leaving your white whale in the ocean for some other guy to catch. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, lest ye toss me back into the vast and violent ocean of the YouTube algorithm, never to be found again. Just another pile of bones in Davy Jones's locker. The notification bell will allow us to set sail again. And if you want to see my in-depth analysis and testing of vintage lenses, click on the video beside me. As always, I am the Savage Filmmaker, and I'll see you when I see you.